to the family. Peace and love to the family. Yeah, so man, it's my first video. My first video. Please excuse me. I don't know how many people gonna go back and watch it, but it's my first video that I'm doing for YouTube. You know what I mean? For my YouTube channel. Yeah, eventually it's gonna go into my podcast, but I'm way behind with this thing. I first thought about doing it 10 plus years ago. You know what I mean? I thought about doing this thing 10 plus years ago, probably 15 years. You know what I mean? It's crazy how fast time flew by. It's just crazy. You know what I mean? Like, you don't really understand how fast time flies until you look back and realize all the things that you could have done within your life. You know what I mean? I'm knocking on 40 right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm knocking on 40. I ain't gonna say exactly what the age is, but I'm knocking on 40. And I thought about doing this thing way back when my youngest child was just born. Okay, and he 10 right now. So I'm telling you, 10 plus years ago, I thought about doing my YouTube channel. I'm finally sitting down to get it started, because I done heard so many things about. I done heard so many people say, man, don't wait, don't keep putting off and waiting for the right time to start something. Just start. You know what I mean? Because if you don't just start, you never will start. And before you know, your whole life be done passed by. So, here I am starting 10 plus years later. And I mean, all this stuff easier said than done. You know what I mean? Life start lifing. You start just getting caught up with life struggles and situations in life, and you just gotta, I've learned so many things in the past 10, 20 years, I've learned so many values I've learned, so many bad habits that I've had to get rid of. But just because you get rid of a bad habit doesn't mean that it won't come back into your life. You got to develop real strong discipline. You got to develop real strong discipline to keep yourself ahead of the game, to keep yourself afloat, to keep yourself relevant, to keep yourself, what's the word I'm looking for? Productive. You know what I'm saying? This stuff ain't no joke, but some people got it naturally, and some people have to develop it. Some people it just lie dormant, and you got to bring it out. You know what I mean? But in this society, we've been caught up in so many things that takes us away from what I would like to call true purpose, and our true selves. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's very much worth tapping into yourself, letting go of everything that doesn't serve you, to become your better version of yourself, to become your higher version of yourself, your higher self. If you want to have a good quality, high quality of life, you got to tap into your higher self, and you got to let your lower self go. You have to let that lower self. You got to bury that lower self. You know what I'm saying? It's like in the Bible it say you have to be reborn. You know what I mean? And I had to be reborn a couple of times, probably a few times. You know what I mean? And a lot of times when I get up on the up and up, it's any kind of situation, man. If you let it, if you ain't strong enough, it'll bring you back down. And trying to climb back up to that point where you was, it sometimes it just get harder and harder each time. You know what I'm saying? But you can't let your losses dictate who you are and dictate your wins. You gotta let them losses be lessons. You gotta learn from them. Let them build you up to be stronger. You know what I'm saying? So I tell a lot of people all the time. I try to tell people all the time, look, now is the time. The time is now because the older you get, the less energy physically that you may have. Your mind could be stronger, but at the same time too, your mind and your brain power is, your wisdom comes with age and as you get older and live life. But at the same time, you know, we're fighting against gravity, you know what I mean? And the older we get, we kind of start diminishing away, you know what I mean? So no matter how wise you get, eventually you're gonna lose the wisdom because you won't be able to, sometimes, all these things that come with old age, you know what I'm saying, like with all types of memory and just things that comes with old age, and eventually we're gonna lose it all, and we're gonna go back to where we came from. So take advantage right now. The time is now. No matter where you at, you can't look back on the past. You can't cry or spill milk. You got to do now. You got to take action now. You got to step up to the plate. You know what I mean? Like my man said, you got to step up to your power. You know what I'm saying? So, because so far as me, I got family, friends, community that I feel like I done let down. You know what I mean? I feel like I done let them down over all this time just because I feel like I should have been in a much better place, a much better situation, financially, physically, mentally, emotionally, all these things I should have been, I always tell everybody, I feel like, I always felt like I was supposed to buy my mom a new house, put my mom in a better situation, be able to help my family and friends out, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like I've let my family and friends down. I feel like I've let even more myself and God down, you know what I mean? But because not living up to what I like to call true purpose, you know? So the thing about it is, you as you grow, you should be, as you get older and you grow, you should be developing better character, better values. You should be able to just grow into higher self. As the older you get, you know what I'm saying? Because think about this: anything that grows should be bearing fruit. Think about all the apple trees, any kind of fruit or vegetable. It should grow from a seed, and it should bear fruit. And from that fruit that it bears, you should be able to feed others with it, whether it's physically feed them, mentally feed them, spiritually feed them. You know what I mean? Uh, you know, all of these good things. You know what I'm saying? Teach people to be better people. You know, and I believe in a balance. I believe that there should be a balance in everything. Sometimes some people say, "Oh, it ain't no such thing as good or evil," but you can look at it how you want to look at it. I'm more on the good side of things. I feel like I always like to say I'm more on the God side of things. I'm not with discomfort so far as making people uncomfortable or hurting someone or just anything on a negative sense that I wouldn't want to be done to me. I don't want to do it to anybody else. So I was always on the good side of things. So I mean, I say all of that to say this, you know what I'm saying? Let me get a couple of my notes. The thing about it is, you got to lock in and key in and focus and go hard. You got to lock in, key in, and focus and go hard on the main objective. One of my problems is that all my life I never really knew, what was my purpose. And sometimes I still get, a little confused with it. But I started doing a lot of research, studying, and then I learned how to kind of tap into myself. I learned how to, tap in to, basically I learned how to go within. And when I went within, it's like I found something truly amazing. You know what I mean? I was always shy, quiet. I learned how to tap into myself, and a lot of that stuff I learned how to put behind me and move forward. I started doing poetry. I, I, I told my a couple of friends and family. I said, man, look, man, we can become musicians. Look at everybody's doing it. I always wanted to be a musician because I always loved music. I always know all the songs, every word to the song, better than the people that made the song. You know what I'm saying? And so I ventured to try and be a musician, a poet. You know what I mean? I'm a barber. You know what I'm saying? Just all these creative things. You know what I mean? I just always had a great mind within myself, and I developed and I tapped into it. And there's nothing I can do if I put forth the effort. You know what I mean? I really tapped in. Like, I'm really hands on. I'm good with my hands. I can problem solve. You know what I mean? So you should have seen me before I had these locks. I ain't call them dreadlocks. I call them locks. You know what I'm saying? When I had a low haircut. You know what I'm saying? Back in my high school, college days, you know what I'm saying? C. Murray in South Carolina State, you know what I mean? Then I got into the braids. Should have seen me then. You know what I mean? When I was driving the old school green Cadillac with the bowl, you should have seen me then, man. I'm telling you something. But I done came a long way. You know what I mean? I learned how to tap into health. I preserved myself. You know what I mean? I really did preserve myself. You know what I mean? Like, I looked at a lot of people my age or younger, and it's like, you know. And I know some things are genetics, but at the same time too, a lot of things are, learning how to take care of this body, learning how to take care of this temple. And so, I may not have all the riches that I want right now financially, but I got riches within. I spiritually. I learned, I tapped into that early. So now I can go and try to, maybe achieve some financial gains. You know what I mean? Whereas someone that maybe has achieved financial gains may now be trying to achieve the spiritual gains. You know what I mean? So it's just depending on how you do it. This ain't really a race. And the thing about it is, this is a marathon. So however you finish off, it's up to you. However you run your marathon, it's all up to you, really. So, it's like we all in it. You know what I mean? So many different ways, so many different routes to this thing. Which you just gotta stay true to yourself and go your way. You know what I mean? And do it your way, because we all unique. Everybody aren't supposed to be the same. We are all supposed to tap into ourselves and create our own unique way, because that's how God wants it. Everybody in this world is supposed to be able to bring something different. Or if it's something similar, it should be in your way. It could be something similar, but in your way. But we all supposed to bring something different to this world, because just imagine how beautiful this world would look and how different it would look. Everybody created something uniquely that came from them. You know what I mean? Music, clothing, cars, you know what I'm saying? I was always in the architecture, you know what I'm saying? Just imagine how many different people put to use their architecture mind and creating this whole world, what it could look like. You know what I mean? And, it'd be a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? One of my problems getting started with everything I wanted to do is I got one of those minds where it's starts to be all over the place, and I'm want to do this, I'm trying to do that, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. You know, I'm trying to do 3, 4, 5, 10 different things all at once, and my mind is over here and then over there, and then next thing you know, I ran myself. You know, I done scratched myself thin, and that ain't good. You know, I heard the saying, the man that chases 2 or more rabbits gets none. You know what I'm saying? The man that chases 2 or more rabbits ultimately catches none. You know what I mean? So if you out here trying to eat, and you hungry, you out here, you down there starving, and you trying to chase two or more rabbits at the same time, and you can waste all that energy trying to chase 2 more rabbits, and you gonna starve. You ain't gonna eat, cause you ain't gonna catch none. You see? Cause the minute you get close on one rabbit, the other rabbit going that way, and you feel like, oh, I gotta catch him before he get away. And you over here, and you over there, and over here, and over there, and ultimately you never really accomplished anything. So, you know. But I will say this: a man, I'm gonna put my own twist on this thing. A man that chases 2 or more rabbits, because I think initially it was only a man that chases 2 rabbits gets none. I put my swing on it and I said a man that chases 2 or more rabbits gets none, because I'm chasing more than 2 things. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm capable of achieving all of these things. But if I so let me before I move too fast. I put my own swing on it and I said a man that chases 2 or more rabbits gets none. It was only supposed to be the man that chases 2 rabbits. I said 2 or more, but I'm putting my swing on it like this. So if you chasing these 2 or more rabbits and you don't get none, well, when you reapproach chasing a rabbit, learn from the mistakes that you made chasing the 2 or more rabbits, and now you can apply it to that one rabbit, and now you can ultimately catch that one rabbit. After you catch that one rabbit, you're gonna catch another, and you catch that one, then you go catch another. But focus on one rabbit at a time. Okay, basically focus on one thing at a time, one main objective, one goal at a time, and eventually you will catch up to all of these different things and all these different rabbits. You see, eventually you'll catch up to them. You know what I mean? And that's real, because I see how it happens for a lot of people. You know, got a lot of people become successful in one area, and then it opens up doors for them in another area, and then another area, and another area. So, you know, I see how it goes now, man. And, you know, like I said, I should have been way ahead, in a way better position, a higher, lofty position that I am in now. You know what I mean? But I learned to be grateful. I learned to have gratitude. I learned not to complain. I'm learning to just get it done, and that's a beautiful thing. You know, that's a beautiful thing. But yeah, man. And you mess around, you chasing that one rabbit. You mess around to go down a rabbit hole now. That's a different story too. You know what I'm saying? You chase one rabbit and you go down a rabbit hole. Now you down a rabbit hole, and how deep does the rabbit hole go? See what I'm saying? Yeah, see, that's another twist I put on it. See, they didn't say, you know, chase the rabbit, because if the rabbit go down that rabbit hole, how deep does that rabbit hole go? You see what I'm saying? Now, you know, if you never heard of that saying, look it up. That's all I'm gonna say. But a rabbit hole can go deep, I guess. But at the same time, then again, if you finally get to the end of the rabbit, eventually you'll get the rabbit, because I don't think the rabbit is going to be going forever down the hole. You know what I mean? But and another problem is, you go down the rabbit hole, how hard is it going to be to turn around and come back out of there? See what I'm saying? So there's another way to look at it, but you know, moral of the story is, chase the rabbits, but don't chase them down a rabbit hole. Every now and then, I guess if you feel like you want to do something different, then you go down the rabbit hole and see what's there. But for the most part, stay out the rabbit holes and just chase the rabbits. Stay on the surface level and chase the rabbits. Get your money. Get your values. You know what I mean. Get your, gain physically, spiritually, financially, emotionally, mentally. You know what I'm saying. Gain all of these things on the surface. Okay. Before you start diving deep. You know what I mean. But I dive deep a lot of times in my life. You know what I'm saying? But just trying to do everything, man, at once is gonna hurt you. You know what I mean? Procrastination, another thing. Most people's problem, including myself, procrastination was one of my biggest enemies. Procrastination was one of my biggest enemies. It still is to this day sometimes. You know what I mean? But me personally, to I've learned to circumvent, or if that's the word I'm looking for. I've learned how to. I've learned what causes me to do a lot of procrastination. You know what I'm saying? And so now, when I stay from around those things, I can be productive. But when I fall back into certain bad habits, it causes me to procrastinate. You know what I mean? And that's one of a lot of people's things. A lot of people's problem. Bad habits make them procrastinate. You know what I mean? And mental and mind and you gotta dig deep when you're trying to win something. You gotta dig deep. But for me, once I got on the up and up, I'm good. But if I fell for something and it caused me to fall back down, then it can become a problem. But at the end of the day, man, you gotta be sick and tired of being sick and tired, and that's how you come up. You know, you can stay in the same place for a long time, but eventually you gotta be sick and tired of being sick and tired, and that's what's gonna make you stand up, get off your ass, and and, and get the work done and do what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? You know, we can't be so distracted by the things in this world. You know, social media came and man, social media, TV, the wrong hanging with the wrong company. You know what I'm saying? Focusing on a lot of the wrong things that don't serve you will leave you in a state of hell. Will leave you in places that you don't want to be. You know, I'm talking about. I feel like I'm way behind the eight ball. But a lot of people say, "Man, you good, man. You straight, man. Why you, man? Listen, I know I know what I can be. I know where I can be right now at this point in time in my life. So I feel like I'm way behind the eight ball. You know, and I learned to stop blaming others and just get the work done. I learned to be a man and not make excuses. You know what I'm saying? So that's a lot of my journey been about. Just learning. You know what I mean? Just learning how to be a real man, or just a real human being, a real individual, a stand-up individual, an independent, a responsible person. You know what I'm saying? A responsible individual, because it can go for man or woman. You know what I mean? It ain't just a man thing. It's not about being a real man. It's about being a real human being, a real individual, and learning about responsibilities. You know what I mean? And I'm glad I went through a lot of the things I went through. You know what I mean? It's like here I am, 2024. At the end of 2024, about to be at the top of 25, top of the year, and here I am, just starting this channel. And I done made like 1 or 2 videos before, but I just, you know, throw them out. You know what I'm saying? So here I am. I'm gonna upload this one for sure. But this is the start of a real exciting, a beautiful journey. This is the start. I ain't gonna give up. I ain't gonna let up. It's a marathon. You know, it's a marathon. Hey, shout out to Nip. Shout out to Nipsey Hussle. It's a marathon life. And follow me on the journey. You know, like I said, I don't know who can go back and look at my first video, but you know, I appreciate if you do. But you know, so expect my content to be different as we move forward in the journey. This is just what I had set up for today, my background and my, you know, my whole camera setup and everything. This is just what I got set up for today. But, you know, I had to delete a lot of storage off my phone so I can make this video. And a lot of interesting topics coming soon. A lot of interesting things coming soon, you know. You know, best believe I'm coming with more high quality, interesting videos. I'm coming with podcasts, you know what I mean? We'll never know how far and how great and grand it's gonna get, but this the journey. And we rolling with it. So stick with me on this journey. And you know, I'm ready and hoping and willing to meet a lot of cool, exciting people on this journey. We can help each other out. You know, we can grow together. You know, from here to infinity. You know, to infinity and beyond. You know what I mean? So